Good afternoon, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. Here's another check at radar for you. Where are the storms now? Where are they headed to next? So the band of heavy storms that passed through downtown has now raced through the bay past Kemah, Shore Acres, League City. Now you can see the leading line of the heavy rain and the wind pushing towards the Bolivar Peninsula and Texas City. Along with it, it's carrying some very strong winds. So gusts at 50 to 60 miles an hour and blinding rain. Here's a live look at our cameras. So Galveston's about to get hit with this line of storms. Right now it's just looking cloudy, gloomy, but here in a second you'll see the torrential downpours and they'll be blowing in sideways because of that gusty wind too. Notice our camera coming out of the Galleria now showing another round of storms that's pushing through the city center, working its way into downtown. Lots of lightning. You can see that rain is pushing in sideways, so there's wind associated with this too. Not only have we had the threat for flooding all day, we've also had the threat for some severe storms. So there are the storms that you can see out from the Galleria right now that's impacting portions of the Heights as well, pushing through Jersey Village. It's riding just south of 290. Cypress getting hit with another round of showers too. More storms developed out to the west and they're moving in kind of opposing directions. So from Industry to Hempstead, riding into the Spring area, this batch of storms is slowly pushing west to east. But what developed also south of Industry, continuing to push south. So we got two different storm motions here. So Columbus, you're seeing storms pushing into Garwood. Sealy, you're seeing those storms drop into East Bernard, and they're stuck there. And that's a problem. That's what we've been seeing throughout the morning is storms that train and stall out. Train meaning they redevelop in the same spot. Stalling out meaning they don't move. They're stuck there. So just with these last batches of showers that have pushed through, look at the last hour rainfall accumulations. So some bullseyes along 290. Radar indicated 1.5 inches of rain. Sealy to Katy, same deal there. North of Sugar Land. And so you can understand why over the last 12 hours with the storms that haven't moved, we're seeing these kind of rainfall totals. So Spring area, 6.5 inches. Huntsville to New Waverly, radar indicated anywhere between 8 to upwards of 11 inches of rain, especially in these deeper purple spots in between I-45 and 5969. So Shepherd to Livingston, you not only saw the heavy downpours, but you saw a monstrous cell this morning with some hail. If you got any pictures of that, and you can send them in or tag me and I can look at them. The hail signatures on radar looked very, very impressive and considerable. They were severe thunderstorms that we saw this morning. Flash flood warnings are ongoing, even in the spots that aren't seeing rain right now. So the Spring area working all the way up into Huntsville. This includes Livingston. This is multi-county wide. So Harris, Montgomery, Walker County, Grimes County, all under this flash flood warning, at least until 1, some spots until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This pushes into San Jacinto and Polk. It pushes into Liberty County, basically north of the I-10 corridor. And the further east that you go, the bigger the impacts are. Right now, another look at satellite and radar. Again, these storms continuing to push into some of the areas that have already been heavily saturated. And that means the impacts are going to be ongoing, not just through those flash flood warnings. Flash flooding means the threat is now, it's imminent. We could see still water. We could see rushing water. I've seen video of stalled out vehicles. I've seen water levels rising in homes. And so that is the imminent threat. Then we'll be reeling from this rain for the next few days. The river flood warnings, West Fork of the San Jack, East Fork of the San Jack, the Trinity River into Liberty, those warnings extend at least through 1 o'clock on Sunday. And that's because slowly that water will continue to work downstream. The river levels will continue to rise. Eventually they'll crest, but I'm really concerned about the Trinity River because as I've been looking the last couple of days, it's going to stay above major flood stage, not just through the weekend, but through the start of next week. Let me walk you through future tracks so you can get at least an idea as to what we can expect throughout the day. We have to watch radar closely regardless. We're going to have team coverage throughout the day. So check in with us on social media and online. We also have a live press conference here in the next 15 minutes where we're going to talk about the flood situation and how we're going to proceed throughout the day and through the coming days to recover from this, what sort of efforts are going to go into helping the people that are stuck, and that sort of guidance from officials. So that's a snapshot right now. Pretty accurate depiction from the models as to what's going on. So we got showers that have pushed into the bay, a little bit slow there. Right now the showers are pushing to the Bolivar Peninsula and along Galveston Island, but a pretty decent depiction. West of town, there's the storms that are developing, and then you could see the shower activity in the city center. So this model gives me pretty good confidence that it's going to materialize as we head forward through the next couple of hours. So that's a snapshot at 2:30. We could see another round of heavy downpours through the city center. Not just heavy downpours, we've got the threat for some of these to have some severe components like the wind, and we can't rule out the possibility of hail either. We can't even rule out the possibility of a spin up. In fact, we got lucky this morning. We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings that actually became tornadic. They had rotation and they had a tornado warning near Beaumont. So we'll have to still keep an eye out on that. But the main concern throughout the day is going to be the additional rain. Today is the day to keep a close eye on the forecast. As we head into tomorrow, things do start to improve. Now, we still have a chance for showers and storms, so they'll be much more scattered and they won't be placed where they have been the last few rounds. So we really had oversaturation for our northern cities and counties with Sunday night storms overnight into Monday, and then again this other round really exacerbated the situation and has made things really dangerous for folks in those communities, and again spilling over into the Spring area, the Woodlands, the airport, all those spots under a flash flood warning right now. So that's a snapshot overnight tonight into early tomorrow. I'm going to be working that shift, so I'll be here during the overnight hours tracking any additional rain, and I'll be with you through the morning commute. So 4:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning, I'll be live on the air, and then past that, I'll just be watching these storms and making sure that they play nice, that they don't redevelop, and especially don't push further north, affecting the areas that have been heavily hit, again, with those rain totals today, 8 to 11 inches. So far, and additional rain expected. So some spots can end up with about 15 inches of rain. So that's a snapshot at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some isolated downpours favoring mainly Chambers and Galveston, potentially into Brazoria counties. As we fast forward through time, another chance for a couple of storms early in the afternoon. But that's about it. That's a snapshot at your Saturday lunchtime. Some of these storms wanting to develop but north of town, and I think we really quiet it down from there. The flood potential today, that is the main concern, like we've been warning about. It is moderate, so this is a threat level 3, and the scale goes from 1 to 4. So this is a pretty significant flooding threat for our northern cities and counties. This includes Montgomery, so Conroe up into Huntsville, Walker County, Bryan College Station, Grimes, San Jacinto Polk, a big chunk of Liberty County, again, because of the Trinity River, because of the East Fork of the San Jack, these spots that will not just get the rain that gets dumped on them directly, but the runoff from any storms that develop up north. I mentioned the threat or the possibility of severe storms. Now, we had a threat level 1 for everybody about an hour or two ago. It's been dropped down, at least not incorporating San Jacinto and Polk now, not incorporating Matagorda, but a good chunk of us, including Harris County, under that threat to see some storms with large hail and wind damage. Speaking of Harris County, because we did see some of these storms that have popped up over the last few minutes, I want to take you live out there on radar. I know that I've been hearing a lot of reports from friends and coworkers that these storms were very aggressive in the sense that the rainfall was torrential. So even when you're, having your windshield wipers in the highest setting, you can't see. Not to mention the wind was a big factor with this too, because keep in mind, as you're trying to drive and you've got this blinding rain and then the wind's jolting you around, that makes for a really dangerous situation, which is why seeing the video of the heavy rain and then seeing the impacts from the flooding, if you can avoid travel until 5 o'clock, like let's say you're parked at work and you can stay there put. I think by the time we are commuting back home, by the time we're picking up the kids, I know a lot of school closures are in effect, which is good because we don't want to have anybody out on the roads if we can avoid it. If you can avoid that travel through 5 o'clock, I think things will be easier in the areas that are not under a flash flood warning. Areas that are under a flash flood warning, the impacts are going to be felt for a number of hours. Again, those flash flood warnings to the north are set to expire at 2 o'clock, but they could be reissued. It just depends on what's going to happen here over the next couple of hours. So here's a live look at radar right now. I-10, the Katy Freeway. Any area that you see those bright reds, those are the blinding rainfall spots that I've been talking about. So anywhere between 3 to 4 inches per hour if these storms are not to move. Luckily, it looks like these storms are moving, even though they're moving slowly. I don't expect these to stay stuck here and have lasting impacts. But Hunters Creek and areas just south, Lamar Terrace, Memorial Drive area, you're seeing a heavy downpour right now. Hempstead Road to Picnic Loop, you're also seeing some moderate showers, and then pushing right along the Heights, downtown, the Galleria, seeing some moderate shower activity. Basically, within the loop and the Beltway right now, we're seeing another push of storms. And again, this is part of a line that's, yeah, moving a little bit, but it's pretty stuck at the moment. So that's been the big problem today. Is we've had this center. I want to show you this vorticity that I've been tracking. So basically, we try to take a look inside or at the upper levels of the atmosphere to see what's going on, you know, what's sending this disturbed weather our way. We had this center of rotation north of Dallas that's been pushing in little short waves, and unfortunately we don't have a big sweeping motion of a big front to have the storms roll in and have them roll out, and that's why they stay stuck. When we have a pattern that's like this, it's just west to east, kind of zonal, it allows for these storms to sit over an area for a prolonged period of time and give us those flooding concerns. Remember, we have got a live stream of a press conference that's going to happen here in just about 8 minutes. It's going to give us a better understanding as to what the imminent dangers are right now and as it concerns to flooding, what we're expecting to see happen over the next couple of minutes. We'll have any warnings that pop up immediately available to you. Just make sure you download the KHOU app and we'll be able to send those alerts straight to your phone. For the time being, again, please stay weather smart and stay weather aware. Try and stay off the roads if you can avoid it.